On this Ohio Farm Bureau podcast, talking all things foundation. Joining us from the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation, their Executive Director, Kelly Burns. Really good to see you in studio.
You too. Thanks for having me.
A lot to talk about when it comes to scholarships, which, by the way, the deadline to get those applications in is coming up momentarily, but also ExploreAg camps coming up later on this summer. And Kelly, when you talk about both of those, it all comes down to creating a solid workforce for agriculture tomorrow. Why is that such a focus for the foundation?
So research has really indicated that in the next 7 to 10 years, our industry is going to need about 90,000 workers in direct farming occupations. And so our foundation really truly sees ourselves as the champions for tomorrow and being able to really attract that next generation of skilled workforce, whether students want to pursue a degree in agriculture or a related field, or they want to go direct into the workforce. We as a foundation want to support their efforts and attract more students who never even imagined they could pursue a degree in agriculture. And so that's really what we're most excited about. Our foundation really, Ty, takes a three-pronged approach. We offer, as you mentioned, scholarships. So right now we're in the thick of it. The foundation itself offers 14 scholarships throughout the year. Right now, we're in our application phase that does end on March 31st. So please visit our website, get those applications in. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention all of our county farm bureaus and what they offer in scholarship support. So collectively, between county farm bureaus and the foundation, in 2022, we awarded over $250,000 in scholarship support. So it's a pretty big impact statewide that we have as an organization that we're really proud of.
And that impact is important because sometimes when they win a scholarship, it's the first time that a student has even heard of Ohio Farm Bureau. So you get that student into the fold of agriculture, learning about this organization. Their families then become more interested in this organization and the industry as a whole. But really, sometimes it starts even sooner than that. And we talk about ExploreAg camps. Something that we pretty much do all summer long, bringing people, young people into the fold to really show them, Kelly, that agriculture is so much more than, as I say often, cows, sows, and plows.
Exactly.
A lot of other aspects of our industry that we really need the workforce in, and these ExploreAg camps give these kids really hands-on experience into some of those circumstances.
They do, and so ExploreAg, I will say, is Ohio Farm Bureau's signature ag literacy and workforce development program. It is fully funded through the support received through the foundation. So we are super excited to be able to offer this free to students. We focus mainly on high school age students, those incoming freshmen through seniors, and we offer camps throughout the summer, whether they be week-long camps at a university, or perhaps they're a one-day or just a couple-day kind of experience for students to get away from home, come check out what it means to really work in agriculture. No longer do you have to get your hands dirty. If you want, that's wonderful. Our farmers are the backbone of what we do. But there's also other support industries, with technology and how that's ever changing in our industry. Students flying a drone get very excited about that opportunity as a career choice. So through these camps that we offer, students are immersed in this hands-on learning from morning till night. We partner with a lot of industry professionals, businesses, and leaders to really open up the students' eyes to what is possible and how agriculture really does touch every part of our life and every day. And so we're excited to be able to continue to offer that again this year.
So much fun to see these kids develop throughout the week as they learn and are immersed in agriculture. And if people want to learn more about those camps and get involved, how can they do that?
They can visit ExploreAg.org, which is really exciting. This year we are offering 3 week-long camps. And then we're also offering 4 experiences. We have a couple new partnerships that we're pretty proud of that I'd like to share. One with Wilmington College. We're going to have an experience there this summer, as well as the University of Rio Grande. So we hope to touch every area within Ohio through this program. One way people also might be interested in getting involved in, and parents especially, if you're interested in learning more about what ExploreAg could look like for your student, we are offering an informational session on March 8th. It's a virtual, log on, learn more, ask questions, and that can all be found also on exploreag.org.
I'm going to throw her a curveball because I want to ask you about something we're bringing into the foundation fold, and that's ag in the classroom. Because we've talked about the high schoolers, those in the ExploreAg camps, and those graduating and needing scholarships, but getting that education to the students at an even younger age is something we're putting a focus on here.
It is. I mean, our work truly begins with ag literacy, right? The more that someone, the younger they are, that understands where their food comes from, I think the better. The more we're going to be able to attract more individuals into careers within agriculture. So one of the programs that we're really excited that we launched just this past year was a grant program exclusively for our county farm bureaus that really focuses on that ag literacy and that workforce development. And so we actually just awarded 4 county farm bureaus to help them with that programming. We also, through the support of donors like you and individuals out there, members that we have here at Ohio Farm Bureau, we're able to support other programming that we have for county farm bureaus. So we're really excited to be able to offer and partner with so many different organizations, even from our grassroots with our county farm bureaus to outside organizations, to really shine the spotlight on agriculture as a career and what that means for young people.
As you can tell, she's awful busy. A lot of things fall under her purview here at the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation. It was hard to get her in here for a couple of minutes for this interview, but we really appreciate Kelly Burns joining us. If people want to learn more about the foundation as a whole, how can they do so?
Visit ohiofarmbureau.org, click on the foundation header, and there you can explore our scholarship program, ExploreAg, also our grants program, and learn more about all that we do.
The Ohio Farm Bureau podcast continues after this.
Find out how Nationwide Agribusiness can help you grow your business. Get to know the people with the experience and knowledge to help you. Whether you are looking to protect your farm or ranch from the ground up, or need someone who understands your changing commercial ag needs. Find out how to better manage the risks of your ag business, or how quickly you can get back to business. Learn how you can protect your next with Nationwide on your side.
Welcome back to the Ohio Farm Bureau podcast. I'm Ty Higgins. StoneX is offering a free 2023 grain and oilseed market outlook webinar exclusively for Ohio Farm Bureau members coming up on March 14th. A great opportunity for grain and oilseed farmers to learn about key market drivers that will impact their sales in the coming months. Joining us is Tom Dosdall, Senior Risk Management Consultant with StoneX's FCM division, one of the presenters of this webinar. Tom, how you doing?
I am great, Ty. Thanks for having me today.
You know, before you and I actually started talking here on the podcast, you talked about how things kind of change in the blink of an eye, but it's important to look ahead throughout the year of 2023 to kind of see what these trends might be so farmers can plan accordingly. One of the things you're going to be looking at is the latest production estimates for South America. Why are those numbers important for American farmers to follow?
Absolutely. They're key. You know, when we talk about soybeans, the United States and Brazil comprise about 90% of the world exporter market. When we talk about corn, we talk about United States, Brazil, Argentina, and Ukraine comprising about a similar, roughly 90% of the world export market. So if we're having issues with supplies in South America, or if we're having large crops coming out of that region, it's going to have an impact on the global price, and that's going to be reflected on what you see on the Chicago Board of Trade.
Also going to be doing an acreage breakdown, and as you know, corn and soybeans always compete for acres right about this time of year, but there are some concerns I'm hearing about maybe too many corn acres and not enough inputs to go around. Is there a fear that you're hearing that there won't be enough inputs, fertilizer in particular, to go around based on the number of 2023 corn acres?
You know, I am not seeing that right now. And based on our boots on the ground intelligence, the Ag Outlook Forum was out last week, and the USDA, you sort of get their whispers about what they're thinking for acres. And right now, 91 million acres of corn is about what we were expecting. So no real surprises there, in our opinion. Soybeans around 87.5 million is what they're penciling right now. Now that all can change as we go forward, certainly, and get closer towards spring. But I think a lot of our farmer clients will tell you they've probably locked in those key inputs, and a lot of their major commitments are made. So we'll look forward to that March 30th prospective plantings report from USDA for the next real key bit of information as far as what we might see in terms of acreage. I personally think that we might see that soybeans acre creep a little higher based on some of the incentives to double crop behind some of this winter wheat. But we'll see come the 30th. But as it relates to fertilizer, no, we're not really picking up a lot on physical shortages at this point. The most I'm hearing really has to do with maybe some of this warmer weather, perhaps causing some clients maybe needing to reapply, especially on the nitrogen side.
The weather and inputs, those are all domestic issues, but you're also looking at trade, which is also important to Ohio agriculture. How strong was demand in 2022? And we're hearing these strained relations with China and now with Mexico. How might that impact trade in 2023?
Sure. So, we're about a little more than halfway through the marketing year for 2022-23 crop, and corn sales, unfortunately, have been pretty disappointing thus far. We're about 40% behind where we were 21-22 at this point in the year. Export inspections are roughly about the same, kind of 38% behind. Soybeans are relatively consistent. And so we really need to see a little bit of a pickup in the demand going forward. I think that the rising interest rates globally and some of the slowing of the world economy has caused some of that demand to fall off. And we also have China approving GMO corn out of Brazil now going forward. And that could be a big impact for our markets as we look out over the horizon. Another factor could be related to Mexico and what do they do with regard to their GMO ban or no ban potentially going forward. So those are a few uncertainties as well that will follow going forward. But so to summarize, though, demand has not been we've not been knocking the socks off so far this year.
Again, the 2023 grain and oilseed market outlook exclusively for Ohio Farm Bureau members is coming up on March 14th. Tom Dosdall is going to be one of the presenters. He's with StoneX's FCM division, the senior risk management consultant. Besides acreage in South America and trade, what other topics are going to be part of this webinar?
Sure. Well, we will be certainly going over a lot of what the movement has been in the markets lately has been somewhat technical related in terms of what's happening on the price charts, what's happening with the managed money, what's happening with investment flows overall. So we're going to touch on that a little bit, go over kind of how managed money is positioned and where maybe they're finding places for some of their dollars. And then, we've still got, I guess, a couple of weeks to go until we get it together. What'll be pushing front headlines at that time will who knows, it could be a number of different things. So but yeah, demand, I think the seasonality, we'll go over just some of the general seasonality and some of the main marketing things that farmers should be aware of in terms of seasonal tendencies. Maybe when is a good time seasonally to be making sales or setting hedges, and we'll go over some general ideas, maybe some for folks who aren't very familiar with utilizing futures or options or OTC strategies, some of the things that our clients are utilizing to kind of protect their margins and maximize their opportunities. So we'll go over a little bit of strategy on that front as well.
As they say, knowledge is power, and plenty of information to be had for Ohio Farm Bureau members. This is what it's all about. Being an Ohio Farm Bureau member gives you exclusive webinars like this one coming up on March 14th, the 2023 Grain and Oilseed Market Outlook. Tom Dosdall with StoneX's FCM division. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Great to be with you. Thanks, Ty.
Have a link to the webinar here on this podcast and also online at ohiofarmbureau.org and our social media channels as well. That'll do it for this week's Ohio Farm Bureau podcast. Like what you hear and see, make sure and like, follow, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Ty Higgins. We'll see you down the road.